Emeritus, all the dignitaries, faculty members of this college, distinguished invitees, my dear students, recipients of awards today, my dear brothers and sisters, on this occasion of Founders' Day celebration at the Platinum Jubilee of this reputed academic institution, I extend my warmest greetings and best wishes to all of you. I am exceedingly delighted to be part of this event. And in fact, the icing on the cake was a recitation of the Ruvasakam by young students. Their recitation of this holy text made this place, this environment, so pious, so blessed, that each one of us who are present here, who have listened, they are carrying some element of blessings with all of us. I came to this institution because I knew the history of this institution. The great man, Kalaitandil Karumuthu Tyagarajan Chettiar, who built this institution about 75 years ago. He built this institution at a time when our country it had just become independent. And we know that the British had spoiled, destroyed our country, its economy, its educational institutions. They had even done their utmost to destroy our culture and spirituality. In that background, when our country became independent, there was hardly any literacy in our country. 200 years before, at the beginning of the 19th century, India was the largest economy in the world. It was the number one economy in the world. There were schools and higher institutions called colleges, run by the people. In fact, we have over the time forgotten how rich was our society and how rich was our civilization. When I came and I looked into the archives of our state archives, and it is very rich. We have documents since 1650. In 1821, there was a governor here who had conducted a survey of educational status in Madras Presidency. How was the status of education? He got report from all the district collectors. Altogether, at that point of time, in entire Madras Presidency, which means our major part of Kerala, entire Karnataka, Andhra, Telangana, part of Maharashtra, part of Odisha. These all constituted Madras Presidency. There were 16 collectors. And the report that the collectors sent are very revealing. the number of schools and colleges, the number of students, the subjects which were being taught at that point of time in our schools and colleges, they are all documented. And those of you who are not aware may be happy to know that among the books prescribed in the schools and colleges, Tiruvasakam was one of the books which was taught. But then they gradually killed the native institutions, because the native colleges and schools were run by community, by the community assets, by the society. They took away the land and with heavy taxation, and these institutions gradually perished, disappeared. They substituted these institutions with English education. And so, by the time they left in 1947, the country was largely illiterate. Similar was the position in Bengal presidency. Similar was the position in Bombay presidency. There were three presidencies together constituted the whole of India. Our country was illiterate, very few. Literacy was in single digit. At that point of time, the major challenge was to spread education. And it was beyond the capacity of the government of the time to do this work on their own, because government did not have the resources, government didn't have the capacity. We were very young, nascent, newly born country. And at that point of time, it was the people in the society, good people, people steeped in a sense of responsibility towards the society, that they came forward and they set up the institutions. And one of them, the great person, was Karumuthu Tyagaraj Chettiar, who set up this institution. He set up this institution for the spread of education, higher education, for the people who were deprived, the people who were poor. He did not set up this institution for profit, for commercial purpose. It was pure an act of charity, a commitment towards the society. He was a greatly dharmic person. And you know, in Dharma, our Sanatana Dharma, a person is supposed to have in life 4 goals: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Dharma is the way of life. We have to write from the beginning a right responsibility towards oneself, towards the family, towards the society, towards the Rashtra, towards the environment. Artha is creating wealth. Creating wealth was the responsibility of every person, but creating wealth not only for oneself, not only for one's family, but for the society. And Kama was to fulfill the legitimate desire of oneself and the desire of the society. And of course, the moksha was the ultimate aim. All these led to that. So what Karumuthu Tyagaraj Chettiar did was a dharmic act. He fulfilled his dharmic responsibility. He was a very successful person in his enterprise, but he did not keep his wealth only for himself or his family. He put it for the cause of the society. At that point of time, Today we often say that our Tamil Nadu, our state, is among the front-ranking state in education. The credit goes to a person like him who started institutions at a time when there was hardly any. And at that point of time, there were other such good people who came, dharmic people who came and set up several institutions, and we have example of it. Today we have Algappa University, we have Annamalai University, we have so many. They were all set up not by the government. They were all set up by people, good people, who thought it was their dharmic responsibility to do something good for the society at large. It's not like what we have today. Today we set up institutions largely. There are good people even today. But largely our institutions is set up for commercial purpose. It has become a business making money. We have all read in the newspaper how more than half the engineering colleges in our state, they have fake faculties. One professor teaching record of 30 colleges. How is it possible? Look at the fate, how we are playing with the future of our people. The students, those who are coming out as engineers. Painful. Look at the contrast on the one side. On the one hand, we had people like Karamuthu Tyagaraja Chettiar, who gave his wealth for the good of the society, who gave away his wealth so that others, deprived and marginalized people, could have easy access to higher education. And I am happy and glad that the tradition that he set up, the subsequent two generations have carried it. I had the occasion to meet on a couple of occasions Mr. Kannan, who was here. We lost him and I was shocked. My wife was shocked. I was shocked when we got the news because we thought it was too early. It was too early for God to have taken him away from us. A very, very pious soul who continued the tradition set up by his father. And now the third generation is carrying it forward. Now this institution is such that brought me, or else I don't go to many institutions. But this institution is something which touched my heart because it started at a time for a cause. It was nation building. And this institution, the way the credit goes to the professors, the management, that it has continued growing in a stature. Be it in NIRF ranking, National Institution Ranking Framework. I believe it is now 18th. I had the privilege to felicitate this college at Raj Bhavan because there are not many. Those who came within top 20, I had organized a felicitation program at the Raj Bhavan, and this college was one among them. In NAC, accreditation, it has acquired the highest grade, A++. Now these are things that make you feel so proud and happy that this institution is producing good, capable citizens. And not just citizens who are educated, intellectually enriched, but also rooted in the dharmic tradition. We heard this, the competition that it started this year, and I am happy that you have instituted it for continuing the year and year hereafter. The Ruvasagam competition. It was music to ears to listen these kids. And Tiruvasagam. I don't know how many of you are aware. We often say that this land, Tamil Nadu, here, this is a spiritual capital of Bharat, our country. The great people, great divine souls appeared on this land. And what they did, it spread the light to the rest of Bharat. The Bhakti movement, our ancient philosophy of Sanatana Dharma, if you go into the philosophical aspect of it, it's far too complex for a common person. It's not very easy. But it was at this place, our Nayanmars and Alvars subsequently, they who composed Tirumurai and the Alvars, they composed Narayanam Prabandham. The bhakti, the pure devotion, they showed a way which was easily accessible to even an illiterate person. One doesn't have to be literate, intellectually sound. Those were for the complex domains for the highly learned and intellectually equipped people. But far easier access to the same divine through bhakti originated from this land, and it has spread all over the country. I as a small young student, we used to learn there whenever they used to teach us the bhakti literature. They used to say the bhakti. You may not understand this. They used to say in Hindi, Bhakti Upazi Dravidi Laye Ramanand, means Bhakti originated in the land of Dravid, this land of Tamilgam. And from here, Ramanand was a great devotee of Ramanujacharya who carried it to the north. And I am happy that this college has instituted this competition. And I would suggest that focus on the small children. Because, the dharma is not something that one has to go, it's not bound in rituals. It is sanskar. It is the way you are shaped. Your conduct is shaped, which automatically you start respecting your elder, respecting your mother, your father, your guru, your teacher, your elders, the environment around, the sense of connect that you get with others. Even a stranger, when comes home, it is in this land that a stranger is not allowed to go without food. This is sanskar, and this sanskar is cultivated only at a younger age. It is not something which is a matter of intellectual discourse. I, as a young student, when I was in class 5, when I was listening the small kids reciting Tiruvasagam, I put myself, when I was a 5th class student, and I had memorized the entire Bhagavad Gita, all the 700 sloka. In one strip, for 10 hours, the 700 sloka to recite. Whenever I used to get into my mood, without food, I used to recite for 10 hours from beginning to the end. Now, at a time when I didn't know much about it, I didn't know much meaning of it, but I can tell you, I assure you, all through my life, it has kept me in good shape. Even today, I find newer and newer meaning into it. It gives me so much sense of fulfillment. And so it is important that it is cultivated at a young age. Primary schools, middle schools, high schools at that stage, primary the better. This competition should continue, students should be encouraged. And in the primary schools where you don't have very standard syllabus, I suppose it should be taught. It should be a part of the text. A student should, of course, it should be commensurate with their age. Some portion of it should be there in primary school, middle school. Once you go to the board standard, then of course the syllabus is it is standardized, prescribed. But until then, we should build the sanskar of our children. Because in our dharma, when we are born and when we grow, when I am here, you are all grown up wherever you are, at different stages in life. We all have benefited a lot from others. I am here not because of myself. There are so many people who have contributed to my being here. My mother who gave me birth and nursed me. My father who protected me. My teacher who taught me. My neighbors, my people, others, those who helped me in my life. And that is why in our dharma we say that every person has got certain rina. Rina means date, loan. Loan is a very loose word, not very appropriate word. It is a rina. Matra rina, pitra rina, rishi rina, that is guru rina, rashtra rina. Because I am here because of others. They helped me to be who I am. It is my duty to give it back to the society. In whatever way I can, I must. It was with that sense that Karmato, Tyagraj Chettiar, did what he did. And his succeeding generations have been doing in that spirit. That spirit has to be kept alive. Especially at a time when we are all driven by consumerism. The modern technology, modern education, modern thinking, it is taking us away from our roots. We are becoming rootless. This is not something which we should be proud of. I think we need to be concerned about it. And so it is important that our institution, academic institutions, our schools, because what happened, it was being taught. But over the years, due to politics, it started getting gradually eased out. Somehow people started misinterpreting it. Political concepts, dividing the society. One reason or the other, they changed our curriculum, our syllabus, and today we have become a stranger in our own land. When I see young professionals, successful professionals, earning lots of tons and tons of money, that when they mention about the places like Sri Rangam, Meenakshi temple and all, for them it has become a tourist destination. No. They do not understand. And their fault is not theirs. Fault is not theirs because they have not been taught. We have not told and taught our children. So I am happy that this institution is doing what must be done. In fact, the other institution should take a cue from it and they should start it. They should do it. I am sure this is the 75th anniversary Platinum Jubilee. You will have many jubilees hereafter. You will have centenary. You will have bicentenary. It will have, because this institution, we are in our own country, we had University Nalanda which lasted for almost about 1,000 years. until the foreign invaders came and destroyed it. We have institutions in Europe, Cambridge, Oxford, Edinburgh. They have been for several hundred years. Now this institution must have a vision to go on for centuries, not for 10 years, not for 15 years, not for 20 years. The 75 years, the way you have carried forward, you must think of the future, and the future must be far distant future, though the milestone may be next 25 years. And of course, next 25 years is very important because within that next 25 years, our country will be celebrating the centenary of independence. And since this institution was set up as a part of nation building, and we have a dream that by the time our country celebrates centenary of independence, our country must be the leader of the world. Our country must be ahead in science and technology. Our country must be ahead. There must not be a poor. There must not be sick. There must not be illiterate. We must be ahead in every field. We must be ahead in every field, along with our values. What Swami Vivekananda had said. Swami Vivekananda had said, his dream of his Bharat of his dream. And his Bharat of his dream was Bharat whose muscles are of iron, sinews are of steel, and mind and heart are compassionate, Vedantic. We are ahead in science and technology. We must be ahead in matters of wealth and material prosperity. But at the same time, we must not lose our values, compassionate values. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, Yadu Mure, Yavarum Kelir is our value. This, we must grow with that value. So in the next 25 years, this institution must set the goal, what you are going to do. Because in 1947, this institution will take a stock, what we do to make this country great. So far you have been doing great work, and I know I have no doubt about it, and that is what attracted me to this place today. But what I would urge you is that think of it, what you will do in the next 23, 24 years in a planned way to impart education for the growth, intellectual growth of our people, at the same time emotional and spiritual growth of our students. Both of these must go on together. And I'm sure you will be able to do that. I have no doubt about it, because I could see the dedication of the people, those who are running it. I wish all of you the very best. I wish all the students studying here study well, make the name of this institution proud, and you, wherever you grow in life with confidence. The whole world is yours. Move on with confidence that you can achieve it, and you will achieve it. With this, I once again wish this institution the very best. Everyone, all of you. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
We are extremely honored to have you in our midst, sir. Thank you for the wonderful speech. Thank you very much once again. மனத்தை கொள்ளை கொண்ட இந்த விழாவை நிறைவு தருணத்தை எட்டியிருக்கிறோம். திருவாசகம் முருக வைத்தது, தேனாய் இனித்த தமிழும் சேர்ந்து அரங்கத்தை மயங்க வைத்தது. மெய்மறந்து நின்றாலும் செய் நன்றி மறக்கலாகாது என்பதனால் நன்றியை அகத்தினின்றி எழும் உணர்வுகளை பிணைத்து அழகான சொற்களால் செம்மையாய் அமைத்து நன்றி நவில நாம் அழைப்பது மதுரை தியாகராசர் கல்லூரியின் முதல்வர் திருமிகு முனைவர் பாண்டியராஜன் அவர்களை. I would like to invite Dr. Pandiyarajan to present the word of thanks, please.
Today is an important day in the history of our college. So again I am repeating, today is an important day in the history of our college. Today is the concluding day of a fruitful year-long celebration of a great milestone, the Platinum Jubilee of Tyagarajar College. Tyagarajar College has been dedicated to serving society by providing quality education to all at all times. Today is the Founders Day, the inspiring man who ignited the hopes of thousands of students. Our founder's life will be an inspiration to others forever. Today is the prestigious award-giving day for the Sivathiru Karumuthu Kannan Thiruvasagam Reciting Competition 2024. Today we are reminded our late President Karamuthu T. Kannan's his last words, "What I held will disappear with me, but what I give will remain in the hands of all." Yes, he gave enormously and generously to many, and sensitizing Thiruvasagam among the youth is one of his many contributions towards Tamil. Today, Urai Isai Arasi Award is being presented to Dr. Sarada Nambi Aruran on erudite scholar. Today, Professor Sosomi Sundaram Thiruvasaga Endowment has been established here at TC. He is an authority on Thiruvasagam. Above all these unique events are being presided over by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu. On behalf of Tyagarajar College, we extend our sincere thanks to His Excellency, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, for making this event a memorable one. Your inspiring words of wisdom and invaluable insights have truly enlightened and motivated us, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. We also extend our gratitude to Dr. Sarada Nambi Aruran, a deserving recipient of Urai Isai Arasi Award, and Porkali Kavinyar, Professor Sosumi Sundaram, for establishing an endowment, namely Professor Sosi Meenakshi Sundaram Thiruvasagam Endowment, and offering felicitations. I thank our Madam President and Secretary, sir, for upholding the legacy of Tyagarajar institutions, following the footsteps of our founder, late Dr. Radha Tyagarajan and Sivathiru Karumuthu Kannan. We congratulate the prize winners and participants of Thiruvasagam Recital Competition and the students who recited on the stage and also their parents. We appreciate the faculty of Department of Tamil for their dedication in conducting the Thiruvasagam recital as a state level competition. We congratulate the student blood donors of our college who made this as a successful camp at our adopted village, Vepadapu village, and in the college in memory of founder and late President Sivathiru Karumuthu Kannan. The Government Rajaji Hospital, Madurai, deserves special mention as the staff helped the blood donation camp a great success. Our sincere thanks to the Office of the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu for their excellent coordination. Our special thanks to all police officials for their excellent coordination. We thank our President's family members, special invitees, staff of Tyagarajar Mills, staff of TCE, staff, students, non-teaching staff of Tyagarajar College. We thank all the press persons and media for their continuous coverage of our events regularly. Thank you one and all. Thank you very much.
நன்றியுரை நல்கிய